on that this morning, but Hefe's up here. Hefe, do you know if we made any progress on that?
For the parcel hop, I figure.
Yeah,
Well,
also GM.
GM. Yeah, I figure we can maybe let's get Anthony up here. I know we were talking about this last night, but we have a form put together, so we're gonna give this form. We'll drop it at some point to you guys, and you just fill out some of the parameters. We want to just get your guys' situation with your parcels. You know, if bounce gates on there. What point are you attending these meetings? And we want to kind of help coordinate what you just said, kind of make this happen. So I don't know if we're
Also,
gonna
just
make it.
warn, not a type form for XP, so don't mistake that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And so yeah, let's see if we can make something happen today. But ideally, we want to try and get this set up for like over the next couple of hangouts. GM Anthony
He'll be
got you
good.
up here. About to enter the verse.
Oh, my bad. I was muted.
I had you
Again.
muted yesterday.
Yep. No, we're gonna drop the type form and start to organize based on everybody that signs up. But if we get enough of John's neighbors to jump in and say that they want to do a walking parade today, then we might be able to get it going early. So
Yeah. So we'll head over. We'll all head over to John Gotchi's Web3 School parcel. John Gotchi, if you can post uh, your coordinates on your parcel where it's at for the people in the chat here, we'll all make our way over to your parcel and then we'll kick it off here. We'll start the party
Or set up a bounce gate if that's easier.
or set up a bounce gate. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I actually, while I was in the cab coming home today, I was able to like channel most of my gotchis. So I just have, I think, 18 that I have to do now. So if I finish that up, I think I'm going to put bounce gates on the level ones that are unused. The only thing is fair warning because I saw people getting roasted for having like empty parcels. These parcels are probably just going to be empty parcels, the level ones. So don't roast me too hard. Just take the free alchemica.
They are level ones after all.
Yeah, I started building out my Pixelcraft Square District 27 parcel, and I'm like, I have some NFT displays. I'm gonna get some of the golden ones, but it's starting to look good. It's the first parcel that I've really like put some time and effort into, and now it's like I just can't wait for the fake gotchis. Right now, I have wearables displayed, but they're all like common ones that are in my hot wallet. So I have to move some stuff from my cold storage. But once the fake gotchis come in, that's gonna be epic.
What is this?
It's funny you say that because I also think I'll be focusing on my District 27 parcel in the meantime, getting that set up. And we're like neighbors. We're like across the street. It took me
Yeah,
like a minute to
we're
get to
just
your
a walk
parcel.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be. We can put that on the parade eventually. I have another District 27. I think I think it's a humble. So I might just put like a large display on that one because I don't think I bought that one more recently. It was really cheap, so I haven't really built it out at all. Like the altar, I think is still a level one or level two. I forget that I have it sometimes. So I'm like, oh, that might be cool to put like one big display on that, or maybe just four small displays. I don't know, but I want to. I'm gonna make my Pixel Craft Square property like the show front for me.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, we don't know much about what's happening in Pixelcraft Square, but I think it's gonna be bumping. I mean, I'll ask Coder Dan. You guys are working on an arena or some sort of battle mechanic. Where do you think these are going to be tested? Do you think the arena is going to be in Pixelcraft Square? Do you think there's going to be a separate arena area? Is it going to be that other district with all the little hubbles that we don't have no idea what that is? What's your take on that for location?
I can't give too much alpha. It's not, that would be some pretty big alpha to drop. But
Big alpha.
there safe to say that there will be a spot in the Gotchiverse where you can join the arena. It is going to have a landmark in the game, but not going to say where it is yet, or that would obviously yeah, we need to wait for some official confirmation for that. But there will be an area in the game that you can access the arena from, but it's going to be like a separate environment that you get kind of teleported into. But there'll be an area in the Gotchiverse that you can access it from for sure. It'll also be accessible from the UI, so you can just go there directly. But it'll be cool to have it in the Gotchiverse, and there'll be some scenes built around it and stuff. So I think it'll be a popular area wherever it is.
Oh hell yeah, it's gonna be a popular area. I mean, I'm kind of glad I dispersed my properties across the Gotchiverse for that reason. I think one of the properties will be close.
Looks like John Gotchi is setting up his bounce gate as we speak. He's going through and approving all the tokens, which he should have them approved already, but I guess we'll wait for that.
Nice. I usually have to teleport to a parcel close by, then walk over, but this will make it easier. I guess the idea here for us is we're gonna be hopping from one parcel to the next through the bounce gates. Our initial idea was kind of like we'd follow each other around the Gotchiverse, but like with the bounce gates, you know, it makes a lot of sense to just bounce from one to the next.
Yep. We didn't quite get that feature in for this release yet, but that's part of the Gotchiverse bounce gate spec was that you could just walk up to a bounce gate, click on it, and just jump to the next event. You know, right, without having to leave the Gotchiverse and go back to the main menu. So that will be coming soon for sure.
Oh, that's alpha. I mean, I didn't think that was going to be for a while. That's awesome. That's going to make things really a lot more immersive because you have to leave the Gotchiverse every time now. You gotta switch a Gotchi. Well, I mean, you'll still have to do that, but at least you can spend your time in the Gotchiverse during the events.
That works well for people who have like observers and they want to keep their name. They don't want to leave the Gotchiverse observer Don or Oda or Ogal, whatever the hell the names are. They'll be able to hold on to it.
The name Alpha. Yeah, that's going to be a kind of another feature that ties everything together. You can literally go bar hopping in the Gotchiverse. And once
we're calling it parcel crawls. Doing a parcel crawl.
Nice, yeah, parcel crawl. And then once people, you know, start giving out Alchemica on their parcel, then it really gets crazy.
So how long down the line do you think it is before we can do Alchemica drops, like our own little play drops, essentially on our parcels?
Yeah, I mean we're definitely gonna allocate some time to that pretty soon because it's a feature I really want, and I think it's gonna add just a lot of creativity into the game and give you guys a lot more tools for creating stuff. So it's definitely in the works. We do have combat as the main big item coming up, but in between that, you know, we can focus on some smaller things. That here comes some Alchemica. That we don't want to go. We want to go dark for 2 months while we're doing combat. We want to keep shipping some small quality of life stuff for you guys.
So was that an inadvertent, like, we're talking 2 months roughly for combat, like give or take?
So the way combat's probably going to happen is it's definitely going to be on Mumbai for a little bit because we want everyone. We're going to do some initial tests, obviously internally, but we do want everyone to be able to play with it and feel it and see if this is like something everyone's pretty happy with and thinks is fun and is worth the wait before we release it to mainnet. So I would say I can't really give any timelines because it's a pretty in-depth process. But we're definitely that's the next big thing that we're working on.
So like Mikey J said, combat for Christmas confirmed. So will we get combat before the sweater or one of those two?
I would love that, but yeah, realistically speaking, hard to say.
Yeah,
So
for
we
my
are-
Yeah, that's totally understandable.
yeah.
I've seen with other games like this, testing the battle mechanics, it can take quite some time, you know, like maybe the battle system's out for testing, but it might still take, you know, a couple months for us to like dial things down, which is okay. Just have to
Yeah.
keep testing things out, trying new things.
You know, I really don't think we'll get it right the first time. I think it's gonna to have some iterations because these things just are they take time to design and iterate on, and you do something, you see what people think, come back, and maybe it's fun in some ways but not fun in other ways. Maybe it doesn't represent certain characters, so there's a lot of work that goes into combat, and we have a pretty complicated group of Aavegotchis here that we're trying to cater to. So it's going to be a fun process, though. I mean, what game can you say that has the community like giving input on the combat as the devs are making it? It's pretty exciting, I think.
That's been the pain point of every MMORPG, right? Is like the forums filled with complaints that the devs don't even look at. Stoked for combat. I think it's something a lot of people have been waiting for, and you know, it's cool because at the same time we're talking about the Forge and the DAO, so we can all come together, and you know, the DAO could help with curating the right wearables and designs for the battle mechanics to kind of work together well, and kind of build this side by side. So kind of looking forward to seeing like what we can come up with as a DAO. Ooh, it's raining on John Gotchi's parcel. On the after party parcel, I should say. Get that sweet alchemica.
Oh man, I always forget where that one is. It's like to the southeast, right?
Uh, yes, yeah.
Would I want to spawn on one of the bounce gates to get there, or is there no bounce gate for John Gotchi's?
So John Gotchi's Web3 school has a bounce gate. I don't think he has a bounce gate set up on the after party parcel yet.
Did he just set the one up on his Web3 one?
Yeah.
No,
That one is now set up.
Let's go. Is that it? Or bounce, bounce, bounce? We got 2 new events in the last couple minutes here. I'm gonna say let's go. That looks like that one. Really loving just being able to jump around. It's already, I mean, I have my own parcels, but just being able to like, once more people start making bounce skates, we're gonna have to have a whole kind of probably more real estate for these events, because I can see there's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a lot of content that a lot of events that you guys are gonna be holding. It's gonna be super cool to be able to show those off in the Gotchiverse spawn screen.
Oh yeah.
I imagine a lot of the quality of life improvements, I mean, a good handful will be just getting more filtering or figuring out more ways to go through what will inevitably be a very long list of bounce gates.
Yeah, we were talking about this last night. There's going to be a whole range of events that we're going to be able to throw eventually. And we even have Zombie Shepherd has been doing music hour. You know, we were talking last week about filling in that extra hour between our District 420 episodes and our Syncopator for GMI. And one of the things we decided to do is a music hour where we have live music, and we have like Zombie Shepherd who's curated like playlists from Gotchi Gang members that have submitted their work, and just kind of showcasing some of the music making capabilities of Gotchi Gang. So last night we had Zombie Shepherd has had his own playlist, and 3D Slaps had created a pretty crazy playlist, and it was really cool because I think simultaneously you're also playing public horror movies, right, on Twitch.
I was showing White Zombie. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Slaps was jamming. I'm glad everybody came out. A lot of people submitted music for next week, so I'm gonna do more of a mixed playlist that'll have, blocks of people like No Futuristic, Hardcore, uh, GBBGGB. We got a new person that popped in last night. They're here today. GBGG something, or yeah, all the G's down there. I see you.
So that's gonna be
next
interesting.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, we're looking forward to doing events like this in the Gotchiverse where we can combine it with things we're doing in Discord or Twitch, and simultaneously have people, engage with our parcels. Whether we have an art gallery or some sort of Alchemica drop event, and start kind of combining what we're doing here in the Gotchiverse with some really cool things outside of the Gotchiverse. But eventually, hopefully, we'll be inside the Gotchiverse. So.
Has anyone onboarded your friend as an observer yet?
I've been talking to a group of friends and do a little bit of a Gotchiverse tour for them and get them coming through and do a kind of Discord chat and take you through the Gotchiverse and show you a few things. So I haven't done that yet, but that'll be next week. They're going to be joining me on a call. I might ask them if they're cool with recording it because it would be a cool podcast episode to do. Maybe because there's no visual component, but or maybe some sort of a YouTube video or something where I take them through and show them around, get some reactions. I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, that's kind of cool content if you ask me right there. Just find a friend, family member, somebody, take them through the Gotchiverse, and maybe you can turn that into a, you can turn that into this tour and get a reaction from them, and we can all kind of, you can share that with everyone, and we can see what their first reaction to the Gotchiverse was like.
Yeah, you could. I mean, if there's the casual invite, your real in real life buddies, and then there's you have more and more tools now. People have more and more tools to grow their own team, assemble a team. You could be like, yo, we're gonna throw together a Telegram group, a Discord group, and we're meeting at this time, and I've set aside, whatever, a certain budget of Alchemica I'm gonna give to you. If you spend the hour with me learning and earning, and if you guys stick around, we might have a team here.
That's a great idea.
I was thinking more, kind of along those lines, like a webinar / metaverse tour. Because, a lot of people have no freaking idea what the heck a metaverse is, right? So I think Aavegotchi displays this concept perfectly. And just to show them the beginnings of, hey, you notice all these lands are empty, but that's because the player is actually building the items in the game. You can decorate items on your land. These are where some other things might be. And kind of just show them the beginnings of the Gotchiverse and where it's headed. And give people an idea of kind of what the metaverse is. So maybe I think I might actually do that and do these webinars, and maybe they're some sort of a you sign up, I'll put flyers up everywhere. Join my Aavegotchi webinar.
Yeah, you might need a catchier name, but that's the idea. It's basically a webinar. Yeah, be like, there's 50 seats available this Saturday. Everybody should show up. Sign up now. That could be pretty cool for a lot of use cases. but bootstrapping a guild would be one of them. Uh-oh, slaps popping D4 in 10 minutes.
Oh, let's head to
And we're ready to
D4.
go. Heading to D4. But D4's so big. Where's Slapspot? Does he have a bounce gate? I gotta hoof it.
I hope he is a bounce gate.
You're gonna be a couple months from now. I remember when I had to walk to D4. Now
Right?
everyone's got a bounce gate. You Zoomers, you don't know how good you have it.
I was happy just to get shift to run.
How's the performance of the Gotchiverse for you guys now? Is it pretty smooth? For me, I'm never really sure because I'm behind this firewall and it's my ping is always pretty high. It's like 100. But what about for everyone? Does it like movement? Does it feel pretty smooth to you guys? Jittery at all?
Oh, for me, it's super good. This week, last week, been a while now since I've had issues.
Yeah, same. It's been smooth as butter.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
When you look at the bounce gate page there with all the events, you see a small blue ghost with a number beside it. Is that the amount of players on that parcel right now, or?
I think it's eventually it probably will be. I think that's the intention. I think right now that number is the number of players who spawned to that bounce gate.
Oh,
It doesn't necessarily mean they are currently on it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we're on the back end now. We have a lot more bandwidth to like track when people exit or enter a parcel. So it's very possible in the future that number might be like how many people are currently active on that parcel doing something.
Yeah. Little quality of life improvements on the way. "3D slaps, we need that bounce gate, bro." That's become like a standard now. It's like once everyone gets used to it, it's like, I'm not hoofing it. Where's your bounce gate, man?
That's good for the economy, man.
It's free also. Like to get it up on it's free at this point, so you might as well.
It's pretty much free at this point. I mean, you're talking about, pennies. But if everyone, the thing about an economy is it's great to have recurring sinks like these. This is like the holy grail of an economy. The things don't last forever. Your priority, you got to top it up if you want to stay at the top. The glitter expires over time, so it's good for the economy to have these kind of recurring sinks. Pretty experimental stuff. If you think about it, a lot of games they just give it like anyone can spawn anywhere and it's free. But we have a game economy, so we have I think a more freedom or motivation to link that kind of stuff to the economy because we're like half a metaverse, half a game. Whereas something like Decentraland, I think you can, or CryptoVoxels, I think you can just spawn on anyone's event, on anyone's parcel whenever you want. So we've taken the bold step of linking it to the economy. We'll see how it plays out. I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's a step in confidence that there's things worth at least spending the in-game tokens on, which is really not too much to ask. Like it reflects closer to what we experience in real life, right?
Yep.
Like going from A to B always costs something, whether it's gasoline or sweat or calories. So
Yeah, we talked a lot about transportation, and actually, if you calculate out like the expense for a bounce gate to operate it, I think it's going to come in at a more expensive price point for the transportation. eventually we might have public transit in the Gotchiverse that's a little bit slower, but you can go maybe more places if they don't have a bounce gate. Bounce gate really is like the luxury option. You set it up, it does its thing, and anyone can spawn on the parcel. But I'm sure there'll be more transportation options in the future.
Can the Gotchi bus be operated by the members, by players? So you have to actually drive the Gotchi bus, and we have to like get a schedule sorted out. And it's like, oh, hardcore didn't show up for work today. I guess the Gotchi bus isn't running.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Like it would be. It's kind of like the bus that was in this small town I used to live in. Like the bus would show up sometimes, but not all the time. It would get you where you need to go if it showed up, but if it didn't show up, you'd be waiting there for a while and realize it's not coming. So maybe that's the Gotchi bus would be this unreliable, it'll get you where you need to go, but it might not be there. Smoke screens, I actually imagine hardcore's Gotchi bus to look like that.
These depreciating objects in the world, I think it's really important. Other than the public good vortexes, I would be totally willing to craft a short-term vortex on my parcel just for convenience. So I could, like, do that for myself, and maybe it doesn't last very long, but I just want to open up that vortex and get my stuff out and then be happy. I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody else feels that way, but
Some guys already set up a bounce gate next to a vortex, so that's kind of a cool model.
yeah, that's the next best thing. Somebody can just host vortex neighbor services.
Vortex is interesting to make that summon close to your land. I would pay a decent amount of money because I tend to not go to the vortexes and the alchemica just builds up. But then, every now and then you can mess up if you claim the Gotchi back to your original wallet. You lose all that. So I'm kind of like lazy when it comes to, like, I go to the vortex like once every couple weeks maybe to go dump my stuff. But if I could summon it, that would be amazing. I would just pull it up. I'd pay the price and just deposit everything. Probably would have to do it for every Gotchi though, but still.
That's what I do every weekend because I'm going in with. I would go in and channel like 50 gotchis, and I have to remember which ones I channeled, and then go back one by one to the one parcel that's like a 5-minute walk from a vortex for me. So it's like it's a task.
Yeah, see, so you're saying you would be happy to craft one if the price was right.
Heck yeah. Yeah, because I have clients who are right next to vortexes, but I can't go to, like, with my own gotchis, I can't go to their land. They don't have bounce gates, I guess, at this point. So there's one, I forget, I know the name of the parcel. I think it's Balance Text Link, and that's like my go-to vortex parcel. Or I go to the parcel I have right behind the GMI estate. That's still the nearest vortex is a little bit of a walk away. But it's a little closer than the one by Balance Text Link. The one by Balance Text Link, though, is like I just got to walk to the road and then go all the way to the top of the road. But it's like a good solid 2 or 3 minutes of like the gotchi just running.
So that's the calories. Your gotchi's spending calories.
Yeah, all of our thick gotchis are going to be thinner by the time everybody has their bounce gates up and running.
This guy's already doing really good business. I'm chilling at this guy's parcel next to the vortex. It's just like a little simple humble here. He's got his bounce gate set up. I've already seen like 2 people come in and use it.
That'd be great for the SDK when they can put something on that parcel called the Vortex parcel, and then there's like a shop or an NPC experience that you can visit while you're there. Since you're there
Yep.
for the utility, but you stay for the fun.
Well, that's like it's a great place for advertising. If I want to get something sold, if I know there's a bounce gate and people are going to the vortex there, I'm gonna drop my NFT display right there, and eventually we'll have it so you can, uh, you could set up access rights where other people can display their stuff on your NFT display. So this guy could, he could make a nice living there because he's next to his vortex and kind of earn rent from it. Because people walk by, they would just get impressions on the NFT in the NFT display. Maybe it's linked up to the bazaar, so they could maybe they could sell it right there. I'm walking around, I see, oh, that's a cool art piece. Walk up and just walk onto the NFT display and buy it right there.
Is that a feature you guys going to be implementing? That would be really cool. Be able to sell art right off the land.
Yeah, that's already like live. It's just fake gotchis aren't in the bazaar yet, but once they are, if you have the NFT display and you are using a gotchi asset like an Aavegotchi, a portal, a wearable, pretty sure you can list it in the bazaar directly from the Gotchiverse. I mean, people walk on it; it's going to tell you how much it is, and eventually, we're going to have it so you can pay with credit card as well.
So you're saying eventually someone could walk up to some really cool art piece in the Gotchiverse. They see the price of it. It's on the bazaar. They can click buy now or whatever, and in the Gotchiverse buy this piece of art that's in the bazaar.
Hell yeah!
Oh shit, that's some big
That's
alpha.
my whole business model going forward. Like I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna be curating. This is the gallery method.
Exactly. This is the gallery. Like I'm excited to see who's going to use their bounce gate for this curation and have like a really nice, well decked out parcel, and just have like a bunch of NFT displays for art that you own or other people could. We're going to eventually set up a way you could do like a profit sharing. Well, I think it's live on the contract. We just haven't implemented it yet. But yeah, you'll be able to take like a cut from someone's art if they sell it on your parcel, like eventually. And someone else has the art piece, but they want to sell it on your parcel. So the idea is that you set up your parcel, make it really nice. You got your golden NFT display, which by the way, those are limited edition. Curious to see how many of those have been sold yet. But so you got your nice displays. You might have some finger food in the form of alchemica that you drop at a party or something, and people come on, they take a look, and they could theoretically just buy it right there while you're in the Gotchiverse.
Damn. That's a big deal. I mean, I'm just thinking in my head out loud for creating my own artworks. I might actually hold back some pieces then and just display them on my land and be like, look, these pieces are for sale. Maybe there's a special deal or something. Go check it out. They're on my parcel. You can go buy them.
Totally.
Sick.
I mean, the real holy grail is going to be when we have GBM auctions in the Gotchiverse, and you can see people bidding in real time on the piece.
Yeah, between those two, especially once the GBM in-game hits, that's what's really going to put us, I think, in a position where artists that are not even doing fake gotchis, but we can host potentially their whitelisted NFTs, they would be wanting to come over and host or let basically the people here on this call like curate and host those pieces, because everything is lined up. There's going to be auctions, it's going to be referrals and all those kind of things all tied together. So it's going to get nuts. It basically needs to be simultaneously the best experience for a Gotchi gang and then also the best venue for any NFT artist to sell their art. And if that happens, then the buyers will know to come to the Gotchiverse to look for the best art.
Yeah, I mean, all the talk of the curation and the bounce gates has made me really start to think about my estates, because like I haven't really done much with them. It's like, oh, now maybe I should consider building out like instead of using like a reasonable or just like my one like a single spacious, I have estates that are like five reasonables or two spacious. Like those should be the ones that I should focus on. And then it's like maybe I should be moving around all my farming equipment to make this like, event space look a little cleaner
Hmm.
versus just being like an industrial site at this point.
Yeah. It's gonna be like Pittsburgh, where it was a steel town for a while, and then they got rid of the steel, and now it's an art town.
It's a
That Aavegotchi town.
trendy art district.
Yeah. The possibilities really are pretty, stunning. I think what we're going to keep building out these features that allow like composability and allow people to play different roles within the game, and we're just going to see what happens. I think it's going to be very interesting to watch. But it's up to us to also raise awareness about once these features are live for these artists, help them understand like you can actually move inventory in the Gotchiverse with if you have the right setup, the right curators in the Gotchiverse.
Let me ask, because you mentioned GBMs in the Gotchiverse. I don't think we've ever heard that before. Was that something? Is that a new thing? Because or have you mentioned it to us before? Because I don't remember hearing
I think
live
we've mentioned it.
GBM in the Gotchiverse.
I think it's been mentioned on a couple calls, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
damn, that's big.
Because GBM Bazaar V2 is becoming a meme at this point. It's getting really, it really is getting so close. But it's been kind of built up so much now that we really want to make sure it's awesome when it comes out. Otherwise, people would be like, we waited so long for V2 and then it's not perfect. So we are getting very close to releasing that, and the GBM Bazaar is one of the main features of that. So like once the GBM Bazaar contract is deployed, then we can use that pretty much everywhere. We can use it in V2, we can use it in Gotchiverse, wherever.
So would it be like an installation? I mean, okay, so the NFT display would have the GBM in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. That's cool. Would you do you think or see Pixelcraft creating like public work GBMs, like say like a special release or like say for the fake gotchis where well, no, I'm trying to think this question out so it makes sense. Like, as like right now we have the curation of the fake gotchis. They go through the queue. Can you see a marketplace like they'll be going? Depending, I guess, on the seller, they'd be going into the bazaar via GBM. But can you see like Pixelcraft creating like a public work where you do the GBMs for those pieces in the Gotchiverse?
Well, we want to make the features that allow people to create their own GBMs in the game. So if I'm an artist, one of the questions we keep asking the artists is, how are you going to distribute these pieces? Are you going to airdrop them to your holders of your other pieces? Are you going to sell them in the bazaar? Like they don't really know what the bazaar is in most cases. So once we tell them, you can sell it in the bazaar, or you can do a GBM auction in our metaverse, they'll be like, what do you mean I can do an auction in your metaverse? And once we have some video showing Aavegotchi like bidding in real time, have that kind of footage to show them, it's going to blow their minds. They'll be like, this is ridiculous, guys. You guys are insane. They're going to love it. So it's going to be another very cool option for them to distribute their NFTs to people, in addition to airdropping and listing in the bazaar. Because a lot of times they don't know what their pieces are going to go for, and I can just imagine like you're going to have observers bidding on these pieces just like you would in like a real, a Christie's auction. You might have a guy like a Gotchi is a Gotchi gang bidding on it, and then you have like the observer. It's kind of acting as the agent for the bidder, right? But like they're bidding on behalf of someone in the Gotchiverse. It's kind of a funny dynamic. You can just picture, an auction house when you got people raising their hands to show how much they're bidding. Like you're going to be able to see that in real time in the Gotchiverse.
Wow, so it's gonna be like a virtual auction happening like right before our eyes. It's gonna be very much a visual. There'll be a very much like a visual element to this. That's awesome.
Yeah, that we want to have that. I mean, for this, we also want to have that for the DAO stuff eventually. Just like that's what kind of DAO Square is for. We want to build out a space for the DAO where you can see the proposals, you can walk up to stuff, maybe debate stuff in real time. Everything, everything needs to become interactive and real time and engaging for people.
Yeah, the DAO thing was actually that was one of the first things we actually learned about before the Gotchiverse even light paper came out. Was, hey, we might have this like physical space you guys can hang out and you can vote. Like that was like the initial kind of feature that was kind of talked about, was maybe you'll be able to go to a place where you can vote. But then we built everything else crazy around it, and now we'll do that after. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think I can also see we can have our DAO, and then there might be other DAOs that want to also have that feature in our metaverse. I could also see it could be kind of cool to allow other DAOs to display their stuff as well, like in our DAO square.
Chippy did a piece for Bankless DAO a while ago, and it kind of shows like all these little stands, and like this is a very intricate piece. But it kind of reminds me of what Aavegotchi DAO Square could look like, with all these little kiosks for different DAOs. Like people being busy in different areas, and very lively area. You could have like some sort of installation that allows you to broadcast to conversations. You could have like a conversation square, or many different squares, to like debate proposals and stuff. Be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
It's like in old Roman times, they would go to this public square and they would debate like politics, and they would debate like just items happening in their sphere. It would be very much like that, but a virtual space. That's kind of how I kind of imagine it. But
yeah, like back, I think it was GeckoCon, the provider they were using, like they had these spaces where you could walk into it, and anyone in that space would activate and be able to chat with each other in just that area. I think that could like, once we have voice chat, that's kind of how it could be. You walk into the proposal, and like in that area, everyone knows the context of of what you're talking about. Like we're discussing this proposal. If you don't want to discuss the proposal, get out of this space, because it's a space reserved. Go somewhere else to another area. So the context of what you're discussing would be very clear.
yeah, this idea of combining audio and visual with like these traditional forms of communication, like imagine having some sort of like a forum post where you can actually start discussing the things in the forum post. And maybe that's even in the Gotchiverse, where there's a like whiteboard, forum board, where you can actually look at the board, look at the posts coming on, like that are on the board, and then like discuss that relevant topic or whatever. Or be able to pull up a forum in the Gotchiverse while you're having that conversation. Like there's so many ways to layer it. Oh, Soju's having a party. Yeah, it's cool. Is that a custom image you can put in there? You can put anything in there pretty much, as long as it's safe for work. For like our invitations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The dimensions of it right now, it says 1500 by 500. I think that's actually incorrect. We're going to be fixing that. So right now, you can upload a square image. That's why some of them are kind of wide. But I believe the correct dimensions are 2 by 1, not 3 by 1. But we're going to be updating the UI to fix that.
Let's go. Let's head to Soju's. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna do the GMI parcel after Soju. I think that's a good idea. Just ping the other two guys. We also have a form for you guys to fill out. No XP for this one, but we want to know your your take on the bounce gates, and we want to arrange the GMI parade of parcels. So we want to every Saturday we want to have like an organized parade and a chronological order of parcels that we're gonna hit together and all be on the same page. So I think it's gonna be really fun, and it'll leave this trail of Alchemica behind for others to pick up, and we'll have this cool uh like what do you call it, like bar hopping but like parcel hopping.
Yeah.
So we want to start organizing that with GMI. And so please check this form out, fill out the questions, I think it asks you how many parcels you have, do you have a bounce gate, that sort of thing. And then we're going to, over this week, we'll map it out and we'll get the logistics sorted out. And then next week we'll have a map for you guys to follow along. And the idea of this is to make this parcel parade so big that eventually people start doing their own parades in their own areas. But I think for now we want to do like a global Gotchiverse wide parade.
Nice.
Yeah.
Haha, I'm actually paying to be the #1 event now.
There we go. Get that
So it
competitive
was cheap.
instinct.
Yeah, it was a 52 kek to get from #6 to #1, so that's cheap.
Right
Oh, it
on.
won't work? Oh.
What's also interesting about the bounce gate and the priority is that the 4 Alchemica are kind of tied to each other in the same ratio as their total supply. So you can actually calculate out the cheapest Alchemica to use for your priority, and what that's going to do is over time it'll kind of if a lot of people use the bounce gates, then it will kind of level out the ratios of the different Alchemica. If that makes sense. Like Keck gives you 10 points, where FUD gives you 1 point. So if it's in USD terms, it might be cheaper to use Keck because it's a little bit lower in terms of the ratio right now. So it actually makes sense to use Keck instead of FUD when it's underpriced compared to the other 3.
Yeah, I've been actually turning some of my FOMO into Keck just because I'm anticipating a large Keck demand in our future where we have to start building large structures and stuff. So I kind of want to have some dry powder set aside just in case there's some Keck or alpha heavy recipes.
Well, the good news is we do have some alpha that is about to drop.
Ooh, bring on the alpha, sir.
Give
About
us
that
give us
time.
a couple minutes here.
Yep, we just keep the good news coming.
What do you guys think it's about?
Ducks.
Just default to ducks every
Please.
time. No, I think it's Halloween related. I think there's a Halloween
Turns out
related.
that under the Aavegotchi, Aavegotchis are ghosts, but they're actually under them. There's actually a duck.
Who knew? They're actually mallards.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no guesses right now. Maybe a Halloween, something Halloween related, Halloween themed.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my
Pretty
guess.
good guess.
Ooh, the bounce gate list is just getting more beautiful by the second.
Mm-hmm.
That
Ooh,
Music
that's a
City
nice
guys
one.
perfect.
I'll confirm that the priority thing didn't work. I paid. I don't know if it actually charged me, but I paid to be number one, and I'm still. What am I? Number six? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right,
So
well,
my ego.
we'll check that. That should, if you have the highest priority, you should be on top. Try. Could you click the where it says priority on the menu? Maybe it's not sorting properly. See if there's a way to get yourself on the top. I bet there is, but we'll get that sorted.
Oh yeah, when I sorted it, if I go to priority descending, I'm number one.
Yeah, I think it's just not sorting by default, even though it says it is. We'll get that sorted.
So wait, Hefe, are we running to GMI first?
Oh yeah, sorry. Let's do GMI and then let's head over to your parcel right after that.
Okay, I'm gonna rent a burner gotcha real quick that I can channel on my GMI parcel, the one behind GMI.
Yeah, we'll wait. We'll wait for you. We'll let people pile on. So, yeah, everybody head over to GMI parcel District 12. I think our bounce gate should be operational, so you can hop through there. And we'll see you here in a few minutes, friends. We'll wait for everyone in no future, and then we'll pop our altars here.
I'm renting John Gotchi's. I believe this is John Gotchi's. John.Gotchi's Gotchi. Double waifu pillow holding Gotchi. Looks really good.
You guys might want to wait a second.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Let's
Soak in the alpha first.
soak in the alpha. Ooh, I see some ghost prizes going up.
Yeah, so it's a contest. It's an art contest and the mini game, right?
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a good Halloween party 1 week from now.
Pumpkins, I like it. Oh, I love these. The Rafflekin.
The Rafflekin.
The Scary Crow. Scarecrow? Scarecrow. Okay, I'm down. I love the little the little twig arms. The Gotchi candle. Sus butterfly. Dang.
Batterfly.
Batterfly. Sus batterfly. Oh,
Yeah, well,
these
if
are
you think
cool.
about it, I think this is the same budget for prizes that went out for the whole mosaic contest, 10,000 Ghost. But here we're cramming it all into literally 1 week. So these are, I believe, Dan, it's just a 1 week window to craft
Pretty
these
much.
decorations.
Yep. These decorations will be coming out here in just a few minutes. The team's kind of been working overtime to get this because we just did this big release, and now we're like, we want to do Halloween too. It's our holiday. So there might be I think everything should be good, but there might be some issues that will definitely get sorted out. But everything should be working great definitely by like next week for the contest. So we're gonna get these installations out. I think they look pretty good. They will be craftable on the crafting table here in just a few minutes, and you can put them on your parcel.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, dang.
I need something for my NFT displays.
Yes.
exactly. We can get crafting right away. We've got a week to do it. And it's kind of like, decorating your front yard for the Halloween walkthrough, the trick or treating. So we'll see who has the spookiest parcel. The other thing is, unlike the mosaics competition, this one it's really short. It's a week of fun, but it's also, I believe, there was one of the feedback features we heard more than once was that
it was kind of tough to get really creative with a mosaic parcel that's a humble size and compete with the spacious. And so I think the prizes are set up a little more fair this time. You can have there's going to be a best in category for all three parcel sizes.
Very
Yeah,
nice. That was much needed.
Yeah, we're experimenting a little bit. There's three prizes: one for the top spacious, the top reasonable, and top humble. And that doesn't matter what rank they are for those. It could be maybe the top humble is rank 35, but that would be the one that gets the bounty for the humbles. And then anything under that will continue on the normal the list of prizes.
Yeah, that's probably the best explanation of that. So it's all one list, and you just go down. You're like, okay, let's assume spacious is take the first 10, but there's a reasonable, and so that one gets the reasonable bonus, which I think 750, right, or 500, and then the first humble we see will also have a big bonus.
Yeah, very cool. For the parcel contest, are you guys strictly going to be judging the decorations themselves or the overall appearance of the parcel? If someone was to use, for example, mosaic tiles or something alongside their decorations, or is it going to be mostly the decorations?
Well, so
Great.
it'll be just like the original one where it's you guys are judging, but the emphasis, of course, is on how you use the Halloween decoration. They should definitely be part of the design. You can't just say it's a cool mosaic parcel and there's no Halloween stuff. So definitely the emphasis is on the Halloween.
Yeah, but I kind of disagree. Like with the caveat, yeah, it has to have some Halloween stuff, of course, or it wouldn't win. But feel free to take advantage, rearrange mosaics, put
Yeah.
mosaics to use in combination. That's really, I think, what the ones that want to win will be doing.
Yeah.
Because it would be kind of tricky to do too much with just, as cool as these are. I'm not sure. I was blown away with the mosaics. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of creativity here that I'm not even anticipating or can imagine right now.
If you guys go to the crafting table now, you should see everything. I'm seeing it here. The pumpkin trio, the rafflekin, the scare eye crow, the gotchi candle, the sus butterfly, and the skeledator.
Why is that one always so hard for me to pronounce? The Skeledator. There we go.
The
I was reading it
Skelinator.
earlier. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that was like an alligator.
Waiting for someone else to say it before I said it. Skeledator. I'm down.
Well, it's like a skeleton and a liquidator, so it's like the skeledator.
That's cool. Yeah. Zbot, you got a poll up right now. Everybody go vote on Zbot's poll. You got fake gotchi drop. How do you guys want it? I'm crafting some decorations right now. I'm gonna put some down.
I need some candles.
Are they movable? Are these movable decorations? Are they removable, movable, all that?
Yes, should be. Yeah.
Sick. Okay. Are all the decorations removable now, or is that are they?
Yeah, I think they.
Okay.
They should be. I think. Yeah, the intention with decorations is to always be movable.
Yeah, I couldn't batch move, but I realized after I installed my golden 4x4 whatever the display cases just now, I was like, oh my gosh, I totally eyeballed it. I thought my alpha fountains were perfectly centered on my parcel. They're not. They're not. So I've got to move them one by one, but they can be moved. Yeah, Curvage makes a good point. Yeah, the bounce gates are free to deploy, so why not?
Very cheap to fund right now at this point.
It's a good time to get your glitter, like go max glitter and get that thing funded for a year. Priority, like it makes a little less sense to do that because you're gonna get penalized for that because it goes down. But for glitter, if you want to get a whole year, you go for it. Go for it. It's a good time. Glitter's cheap.
Yeah, gas might spike here.
Yeah, here we
You guys
go.
crafting decorations. All right, I see halfway head to the GMI parcel. And then
Where are we
also,
hanging,
if you-
guys?
I think GMI, they're gonna, yeah, about to pop it off.
I
Wanna
see
throw-
two. I see user default and user default Orium guild. Which one should I go to here? Where's the GMI one?
GMI one should just be called a GMI or something.
I don't see it yet.
I'm sharing the smash and grab again. That one is not a decoration, you may have noticed by now. But that's also key alpha at the second half of the blog post.
Yeah.
We're hosting PvE for the first time in an official capacity. So battle testing a few things there. It's the first time we're going to be doing proper PvE with Gotchis able to attack something in the Gotchiverse. That's next Saturday.
It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be the ultimate trick or treat. I mean, we even went through and made sure the Alchemica looks like hard candy.
Yeah, you guys see, you can see it there on the poster. Those next to it, those are like candy shaped Alchemica that are gonna drop from this pumpkin. We're going hard. Halloween,
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah, if there's one holiday to own for us.
The gas just like spiked. I just paid half a matic to get 2 of those gotchi candles, but well worth it.
Do you see a future where there's gonna be like a limited amount of craftables? So it's like the first 1,000 people to craft these get these, and then that's it. The first come, first serve.
Yeah, we kind of came up with the crafting because we didn't really want to do that because it's kind of a broken model. We're not really, obviously you guys can probably tell, we're not big fans of first come, first serve. It just leaves people always, it's so easy to bot and it leaves people feeling kind of angry. So we really prefer the crafting model. Having said that, there's probably once I was thinking earlier, once we do adopt the forge and these different ideas of that, there could be interesting mechanics involving the forge and crafting decorations too. But we're a ways away from that, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. That first come, first serve. We saw that with Haunt 1, right? We saw a lot of people got pretty upset with not being able to get their first portal. So I guess that was the first and probably the last experience like that we've had. So I agree with you there. We probably don't want that sort of those vibes. We still remember H1. We have scars. Yeah, I actually didn't have that sentiment because I completely missed the first drop, so I actually picked my gotchis from the bazaar. So I'm not really sure what's going on with the GMI bounce gate. I thought it was charged up. I unfortunately don't have control over that piece of land. I own the one to the right of it. So I think it's my Callum that owns that one. I thought he might be at the meeting here today. I don't know if he is. So you might have to foot soldier it to our parcel today, but I'll swap it out with him so I make sure I have the bounce gate charged up.
If you give me a minute, I'll just put a bounce gate on the shack behind it.
Oh, sick. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, because I got busy. I'm like crafting. I'm crafting.
Actually, I could throw a bounce gate on mine too. I might as well do that. Let's get our friends over here. Bounce gates are free. That's right. I completely forgot. I see the green tiles are still available. They show in my UI. Can we still craft these green tiles?
No, it's like I think it's a subgraph issue.
Oh,
I think
okay.
It's been patched on the subgraph side, but
All right.
yeah, it's on our to-do list for next week for sure.
Also, a friendly reminder to everybody, I just realized this, you can craft up to 50 of an item, like for the bounce gate. So I just did that now because I'm going to need 90 of them. So it just makes more sense instead of going one by one, just crafting all of them and having them in the inventory.
guess the bounce gate's kind of like a no-brainer installation. Like you should just have one on your land, you know, regardless. Just get one on there.
Yeah, the bounce gate's also it's kind of experimental, right? It's free to craft, but if you want to charge it, takes a little bit. But you only it's basically use what you need, kind of model. You guys got any favorite decorations so far after looking at them?
Candles.
Candle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grabbed 2 of those so far, and I'm grabbing the pumpkin trio. I'm gonna have to empty the bank to try to get one of those skeletators.
The raffle, have you guys gotten them on your parcel yet? I think the animation should be working. When I was looking at them, the raffle is just so adorable. The way it kind of like bobbles back and forth, super cute. I'm gonna have to craft one of those. The raffle really is vibing. Seriously. We're going to be putting out some more videos next week as well. We got a lot of content for these because they're so cute. Definitely follow the Twitter if you're not already, and I think we should also be getting these things out on Lens pretty soon. Finally gonna step up our Lens game.
We've secured the handle for Aavegotchi DAO.lens also, just to have it. So when the time is right. Yeah, we have it now. The Twitter handle too. We just have it secured.
Very cool.
Okay, I just created a bounce gate. It has the GMI logo, and it says the name is GMI Backup Bounce Gate, and it will put you on the parcel behind GMI if you can't get to GMI otherwise.
Nice.
Excellent. Thank you. I'm gonna charge up the one on this land too. I put it on so you have a couple. You have a couple choices. Just swapping some FUD for glitter right now.
Guys, I got the winning design here.
Ran out of magic.
I just need to. We don't have access rights working for the NFT display yet, but once we do, this is gonna be a cool setup. NFT display with some nice Gotchi candles around it.
I like that vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, the seance.
The seance. The Gotchi seance.
Maybe some raffles. Do it. Bobbing back and forth.
Ooh, yeah, that would be cool. That's a vibe. The backyard bounce gate is live, so if you friends want to you want to head through the backup bounce gate, we're gonna be popping the GMI parcels in a bit.
Cool. Jumping in.
It should say like backyard bounce gate or
Yeah.
backup bounce gate, something like that.
Do the decorations show up as installations? Like if we're trying to add them to NFT displays?
They should. I don't think we've tested that yet, but I mean, theoretically, yes. Ooh, I see everyone. Hey, friends. Wow.
Ooh, soju. The Gotchi seance. It's funny because you have the decorations in there. You got the pumpkin, you got the little candles,
Yeah.
got your book of
So,
spells.
are these, what are these designs? Are these going to be fake gotchis, or are these on Lens, or where are these? These are so cool. This one's going to be fake. Yeah, this is super nice. By the way, all these Halloween decorations will eventually have sound as well. Just
Ooh.
we haven't gotten around to implementing that yet.
The holiday stuff, I love the holiday stuff, like the Santa hat, these decorations now, any other holiday items. I'll have them come out when the season's right.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Jesse was saying, like the Halloween decorations. You once you've used them, you'll put them away and bring them out for next year of a nice repertoire.
Our place gets decked out for Halloween because my girlfriend, she's like really into interior design and stuff. It's what she does. So she really goes nuts with like the holiday stuff, and like our place is like, it's a little apartment, but it looks like a witch's tavern right now. It's kind of crazy. I'll show you guys some pictures in a bit, but there's like bats everywhere. There's like cobwebs and spiders. Like a lot of the items on the shelves have been replaced with like books of spells and little mini cauldrons and all kinds of cool shit. Like it's a vibe, you know. It's interesting.
So we ready? We're gonna pop all 4 of these parcels at once?
Yeah, I think we're just about ready here. We have enough friends on the parcel. So yeah, man, let's let it rip. I think we should do it. We got a decent crowd here. So commence the channeling.
There we go. It's like a mad dash.
Are we This is channeling, not emptying a reservoir, right?
Channeling, yeah.
What's the kinship of this Gotchi?
The kinship of the one I'm doing is about I think it's 1100 or 1050 or something like that. It's over 1000. It's over 1000 kinship.
I used a rental, so I'm not sure. Actually, let me just check real quick. 635.
Yeah, mine's about to drop now. It's gonna rain because I got pretty nice kinship here. So even though it's a low level altar, ooh, holy! It's like feeding piranhas. It's like watching shark feeding, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
God damn.
Loving all the pink names too, right?
There's a distinct lack of observers, though. I thought I'd see more people watching us make all this alchemica. They don't know what they're missing. We'll get
Hey,
the word out.
You gotta get some more observers in here for sure.
We got that chaotic, friendly energy.
I love it, man. It's
I can't wait to see this place in a week. See what you guys do with the place.
I think we're gonna have it decked out for Halloween. I'm gonna mint some decorations for GMI and throw it on our parcel.
Let's go hard. Let's go show Twitter this is what the metaverse. This is what a good metaverse looks like in Halloween. We go hard.
Absolutely. I think we can make it happen. I think we should start with the GMI parcel here and minting these decorations. They're pretty affordable, so like I might just mint a whole bunch of them and just spread them out everywhere. So
Yeah, they're affordable, and this is a much longer tail, I believe, than the mosaic competition. There's a lot more winners. So if you factor in, like, if I can just get in the top 100, you've got, like, I think your first 50 ghosts covered. So it's a huge discount to go ahead and have some fun and just jazz up your place.
hey, that's a good way to put it. It's kind of like you're showing your parcels off, and you might even win some of your own decorations back in the process. Yeah, I agree, Anthony. I think this parade's going to be awesome, and maybe we should try and arrange when it lines up like a Halloween style parade, so we can ask our friends, who have signed up for the parade, if they have Halloween decorations, and we can kind of hit those in order too, and have a kind of Halloween showcase as we're bouncing across people's parcels.
Yeah, and if we want to make that parade part of the official agenda for the party, that'd be good to know, because I think right now we've got the first hour with like guest speakers and kind of typical, like more Discord and just play to earn simultaneously in the Gotchiverse, that'd probably be the best time to do the parade. And then the second hour is when we're going to do the Smash the Pumpkins.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can.
That's ended because it's being hosted on the Meta Guild partner parcel. It's our first time to incorporate a partner parcel. So we could maybe have the parade conclude there or something at the end of the first hour.
Yeah, I like that. So maybe we'll start at the GMI parcel. We'll work our way through the chronological roster of parcels with bounce gates, and then we'll finish on the Meta Guild parcel, and then we'll kick off the PvP event.
Yep, that'll be pretty sick.
I love it. It's gonna be good.
Any other events going on right now? You guys are doing the GMI tour.
We just popped all the GMI parcels.
Mafia bounce gate.
Ooh, okay, let's do it.
I'm putting the last second touches on my parcel before the bounce gate's open, but I'm just trying to add these the different decorations. It doesn't seem like the decorations pop up though. These ones in the NFT display, I guess, collections list.
Yeah, they might not be added yet. We'll get that sorted. Any other alpha we want to share? Let's see. We got our list that we like to go over. What do we want to make sure everyone knows while we got everyone here? How did everyone do at the freckle trivia? I did the first day, and then I didn't do the other 4. But how was it?
I tried it. I did the first day and the second day, I think, and then after that I forgot to keep up with my routine, but I got a couple tickets in, so maybe I might have a chance.
They haven't done the drawing yet, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, there. Okay, it looks like Sunday. Sunday fun day.
And let's see, Aavegotchi's obviously big launch last week of that. We currently have 13 summoning works in the queue. And the first one is going to be, let's see, 1 day, 22 hours. So we are getting close, friends. Gbot, you're the first one. How are you gonna do the distribution? Is that what the poll is for?
Yeah, I think he's polling right now to see what people. I personally voted for do 10 GBMs and then do 90, kind of a drop in the bazaar, but we'll see. Jesse, I love that. That was a cool GIF with the Pulp Fiction reference.
Are you happy?
That's before
Yeah.
that's before
That
they
was
blow
just-
the guy's head off, right? So that's at least that part wasn't in there.
Yeah. Yeah, Thrax edited it very well, just ending it at the right point. Jump
Boom,
cuts.
Mafia parcel, go, go, go. Well, it's a big one, guys. Mafia knows how to do their drops. Boom. Was this a channeling or is it a reservoir? Looks like a reservoir.
It's both.
Oh, yeah, that's why. It's a big one.
That's how you do it. Boom, boom. Jeez. Very generous of the Mafia.
Interesting parcel designs too.
Yeah, it's like they you gotta walk around the parcel, I think, right? Because you got collisions everywhere.
Yeah.
Do love me the fountain though. Oh, we got some raining on the parcel next to it. Go, go, go.
Oh yeah, look at all that. Dang.
This is pretty fun, guys. I feel like this is Web 3.
This is Web 3.
We're getting there.
This is as Web 3 as it gets right now. There's a lot of Web 2.5 games out there. It's been crazy the progress we made in the last, since the Gotchiverse launched. I'm sure if we went back to that time, we would look back and see all the things that have been added in.
It's just such a complicated thing. Like, there was a guy in the chat the other day. He's like, I feel like this is a guy who's like coding on his weekend and not really do anything. I'm like, bro, are you serious? There's literally 6,000 commits in our GitHub for the Gotchiverse, and that's just for the front end. It's not even the back end. It's insane. There's so much work that's gone into the just where we are so far, and it's really just laying. We're still in alpha, guys. Like, there's so much more to build and expand on. This is really still a very alpha product. Not even the beta, not even the public beta yet.
It's laying down the groundwork. If this was a traditional Web 2 game, we wouldn't have even seen the Gotchiverse yet, because you'd still be, building the environment, and everything that we're doing in the game as players, Pixelcraft would have to be doing up until a point where it's fully produced. The final product is there. And this is we're all building it together. We got the DAO involved, got ideas coming in from the DAO.
We got the Canny board,
Canny,
which is active, by the way. I do check that pretty, especially now that we've gotten the art release. We're gonna, we'll be checking that and seeing what you guys are asking for. So definitely keep going to the Canny board. I'll drop it here.
What's next on the parade?
Gotchi Mafia, you said you were going to pop one of your parcels, right? Can we head over there? Do you have a bounce gate?
Yeah, I'm fully set up. I added my candles. Sick. I added some common. I have all these decorations that have just sat in my wallet. And I'm like, now I could use them, but I also need to get I need some art, please. Let's get this queue going so I can get some pieces in these NFT displays.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's head over to your parcel then. What is your bounce gate labeled as? There's quite a few now. Oh yeah, Party House. Nice.
Yeah.
Everyone head to No Futuristics Party House.
There's no farming setup on this, so it's just going to be an altar, but it'll be and it's I don't know if I've over cluttered this parcel, but I've added so much stuff to it just now, so.
Thrax, sorry, I missed your guys' messages. I'm just looking here. You guys are not done at Gotchi Mafia. I did not realize that.
Oh man, this parcel's lit. Here we go. We got the vote sign. We got the Gotchi.
Dang. Okay, my bad, fellas. Gotchi.
We talked about it on D420 yesterday. I kind of want to strip my Gotchi of his mythicals and throw them into the display, since we're not in rarity farming right now. But it's kind of my brand. So it's I don't want, we'll be okay to have my Gotchi make it to have a mythical robe and a mythical hat inside of the those displays for now.
Can you see it where we get to a point where different parcels are competing for people to jump into their bounce gate like during these kind of high periods.
Yeah, especially if you let us do play drops. I'm just, like, what? We could incentivize people to come over to my party. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, like, come on, guys. We got the spillover, the reservoir, and we're dropping some Alchemica. Come on, pop over. Check out my NFT displays. See what I got. Check out my merch, my wares. It's gonna be pretty exciting.
The Gotchi Mafia parcel, I see there's they've displayed one of their other parcels in the NFT display.
Yeah, I think it's a cool because we haven't gotten the point where you can like when you walk on the parcel, you know what parcel you're on. I actually think that's a pretty cool way to like show the parcel information. So what I've seen is people are putting their parcel on as an NFT, and then also like your main gotchi, like the gotchi that you use a lot. If it's like your main parcel and your main gotchi, I've seen people also putting their gotchis into the NFT display. That's pretty cool.
Okay, should I pop this altar?
I didn't, the Gotchi Mafia wasn't done, so I actually had to go back to their parcel, and they're about to, yeah, they're about to pop off, I think, one more. Is it one more Gotchi Mafia? And then we're gonna head over to No Futures. So just head back to the Gotchi Mafia. Oh yes, that's the map.
Come back over here.
Okay, the map kind of lost me there. There's a map that you have to... Okay. Let's post this again. This is the map you got to follow. So you come through the bounce gate, and so we're going over to the second one, is that right? The second grouping? See, I'm not doing a very good job of coordinating this right now, but we're learning. We're getting there.
See, I'm hanging out with Nadil. Is this fake Gotchi artist Nadil here, chilling in the Gotchi verse?
Oh, cool. Nadil in the
Oh,
house.
very cool.
I love his drippy boba Gotchi. That's on my list. I'm gonna be collecting that.
Vamos.
A drippy boba will look great in a display case in the Gotchiverse. Drippy boba will look good just about anywhere.
I think it'll look good in my house. Like, I'll get a print of it and put it on my wall. And to think somewhere there's a physical drippy boba on a wall, because I believe that was a physical, like, that was a graffiti art that was made, right? So
Yeah, I think he said that was literally on like a brick wall. Like, it's not going anywhere. Have to double check that. Zebot could confirm.
Ebot says yeah.
That would be a great T-shirt design. Just saying, like, I would definitely rock one of those. Either black T-shirt with the white drippy boba, or flip it, black with the white.
That's
Okay,
super
I got this
cool.
going. And then just like a couple days from now, all these drippy bobas and these fake gachis are gonna start going live. I hope some of them get listed and are accessible. We don't like first come first serve, but this will be all at the whim of the publishers on how to distribute.
Okay, so the Gotchi Mafia bounce gate is live, so we should all go over to that one. There's an image of it above, and then we'll switch back over here.
Yeah.
Also, very quickly, I just want to tease something. Later today, Orium Network's going to be doing a Twitter space with Nova Creed. There's like a new partnership that they're doing. So if you're around and you want to check it out, just swing by the Orium Network Twitter.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you guys have been doing these talks for the last couple of weeks. You've done a couple now, right? You were on a space with someone else. not long ago, or you did an interview not long
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, I did one yesterday with Rep 3, then me and Zombie Shepherd and Mike Halliam did one with the Click, and they'll be doing their own one coming up on, I believe, this Friday. I'm not sure what time though, maybe Zombie Shepherd knows, but it'll be, Aavegotchi centric these spaces, so it'll be very interesting. The one today is about like Nova Creed, like I guess, because Orium's going to be building, like if you're a game dev and you're doing your thing, Orium's like building out like rental infrastructure for peeps. So that's kind of what's going to be talked about today for Nova Creed. But in general, yeah, more spaces in general. I want to see more gotcha spaces. The one we did last week actually worked out pretty well. We started 1 hour later, like basically at the channeling reset time. So I think I'm gonna do the same thing this week. Just do it at 8 p.m. Eastern and just gauge and see how we should go from there.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, it's cool to get some more of dialogue happening now that we got some more action in the Gotchiverse. More things to talk about, more things to plan. So, and also meeting new partners along the way and getting them in on the ride too. So, it's really cool what's happening here. And I myself, I think next week we have 2 interviews lined up. We got one with Golden Cross. We're doing a podcast episode on fake gotchis and the whole art release and the gotchasants. And that's going to be huge. That's going to be big. I'm looking forward to that. That's actually an interview I've been looking forward to for a while, actually, since we started discussing fake gotchis. So that's going to be good.
Yeah, now will be perfect with stuff just going live. It seems like it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, agreed. So that's going to be out next week. I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm also next week doing another episode with Pawn. We had Pawn here do a quick little 20-minute presentation last week, but I'll be doing a deep dive with them and talking about peer-to-peer asset lending and their whole protocol and what they kind of envision for NFT asset lending in general.
That's a full schedule, sir. It's gonna be busy. All sorts of good stuff.
Oh yeah, lots of good stuff. And those conversations are so educational for me too. To hear from these guys, other big brains, and what they're doing with NFTs. It's very inspiring.
Hey everyone, sorry I'm late to the party.
Um,
Yeah, I just wanna. Good morning. Yeah, I just wanna add, if anyone here is building a Aavegotchi mini game, please reach out to us at Orion. We are talking with multiple mini games. They are being built right now, and we want to support those initiatives in any way that we can. Either by having events within our community where people can test it, or potentially the guild can purchase some of the initial assets that are going to be released on that specific game. All sort of things. It's something that we are exploring right now. So yeah, I just want to tell everybody, if you are building a mini game, yeah, do reach out. No commitments. Let's just talk and see if we can help each other.
that's awesome, Hernani. We definitely need more of that. And I will say, a lot of these games that I've seen recently, or the things that people have shown me at least, these are going to be full-fledged games. Like they're going to have multiple levels. There's going to be progression in these games. I think it's going to be we're at a turning point now where I think we're actually maybe even progressing away from the old mini game, little fun, cute thing to like this is a full-on game with Aavegotchi assets, and that's going to be really cool to see as well.
Yeah, I think we're gonna start to really see Aavegotchi as a metaverse, right? As in, you have this base metaverse where we have this base character, the Aavegotchi, and then within this metaverse, you have all these sort of different communities within the metaverse, right? So, for example, we have the guys developing Gotchi Jam over there. There is also Gotchi Heroes being developed, and many other different communities that we will see being born in Aavegotchi, which is pretty exciting. And yeah, we want to be involved in any shape or form that we can and support those initiatives, because I think that eventually they're going to be the backbone of the Gotchiverse.
Yeah, I think that's the secret sauce of the metaverse is having rich user generated content, and what better way to do that than with game like creating more games.
Yeah, a lot of metaverses have been promising that for a while, right? Basically, other developers can jump in and do things like that. And I think that Aavegotchi is now really on the verge of delivering that, and it's closest than ever. So yeah, I'm really pumped.
That's a really hard thing to do for a metaverse, is to be able to have the users themselves be so engaged with the protocol, so engaged with the platform that they're the ones actually creating the content. Because there's a lot of content that needs to be created to create a really fun, engaging metaverse, and a dev team can't do that all on their own unless they're like Blizzard or something, a huge dev studio with massive amounts of capital, really centralized and making all the decisions. I think the Web3 approach is, hey, let's kind of empower the users to create these things, and let's build a really great framework for them to make these things exist in. And I think that's what Aavegotchi does really well, time and again.
Yeah, absolutely. We have that in mind when we are reaching out to those games because, for example, we have been building a good expertise in smart contract development in-house. So, for example, if you are a mini game and you are issuing your own NFTs and you want to lend those NFTs, that's something that we have done in the past, and we can definitely help mini games into doing, right. And on top of that, bringing community, helping spread the word, do events, all sort of things. So yeah, that definitely resigns with what we want to do, right? Enable all these indie developers within the ecosystem to thrive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be, and I know you guys are doing big things at Orium Guild there, so I'm looking forward to that.
I have a question, Arnani. Like, what other metaverses are you guys active in? Are you in Decentraland, CryptoVoxels, it's like Sandbox, or
Uh,
you guys are more
not
like for the gamify games?
The other metaverse, which is really not a metaverse, where we are right now, it's Axie Infinity, right? Because we are all
Mhm.
waiting for the land release and the mini games that they're also going to launch there. I know of at least three mini games that are being developed there, but nothing, like I said, nothing launched yet. But other than that, it's mostly specific games. I wouldn't consider them metaverse, let's say. So, for example, Pegaxi,
Mhm.
Tata Arena, we have landings that we perform on those games, but I wouldn't call them metaverses, right?
Yeah, got it.
That's why I'm excited about Aavegotchi. We've been hearing about this delivery of the metaverse for a while, and I think that Aavegotchi is now probably the closest to deliver on that. Sandbox, CryptoVox, so they have been talking about that for so long, and
Yeah,
still
it's
nothing.
crazy.
Still nothing.
I mean, like Decentraland, they that was kind of fake news. Like they came out the other week about the 38 users. That it was funny, but I think that was it was like their on chain transactions, right? But they do actually have users, and I've just been exploring it a little bit more, but like there's stuff happening in it, but it just seems like I don't know. It's weird. Like, have you guys explored why Decentraland or like Sandbox aren't that interesting, or are they interesting? It's just maybe to a different, like more mainstream audience.
Yeah, from my personal opinion, right, about the Central Land specifically, is I think they bunked a lot on the token sale. And on top of that, I feel like the founders moved on. I think the CEO, or what used to be the CEO, he is now leading Big Time, which is a new
Oh,
game or metaverse that is coming up. So yeah, when you start to see founders involved in way too many different initiatives, I personally lose the faith, and that's what I saw specifically on the central end. Right, it's still pretty weird that you have a few dozen thousands of users, and you have billions of dollars in market cap. That's
yeah.
that's nuts for me. That's still nuts. Uh, Yeah, so that's my personal opinion on the Decentraland. Sandbox, I mean, they have basically survived based on raising money over and over again and partnering with brands, right?
Hmm.
I honestly am lost on what they're trying to do. I don't see
Yeah.
why is their strategy, because you see all those big brands coming in, and I think that from their perspective they want to do marketing, right? They want to their brand on the metaverse, but they don't have a lot of users too, so I don't know how they're delivering that as well.
Yeah, I was looking at like the different like the whole thing about Sandbox is each parcel is its own game, right? You can craft your a whole experience on it. And so I was looking at some of them, and they were like various brands or celebrities are making these. Like there was like a water park with like some celebrity, and I was like, oh, that's interesting, but like it's not it didn't really feel like content that I would really want to consume, over and over again. It was like kind of a one-time thing, and then I'm not going to go back to that thing anymore. Like I didn't really see like it was a way for them to create continuous engagement with their players. It's just like if they're just going to run out of content. But I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah, I feel the same about Sandbox. I'm not sure what the strategy is.
But yeah, like our angle is, we want to create space and tools where people can create their own events and like actually make the actual metaverse. Because like if you read Snow Crash, which a lot of people have, people are just doing their thing. They're just interacting with each other in this like computer space, and they're doing various activities. So with us, I think it's cool because we have all these tokens that people, you're going to be able to eventually drop tokens and give them to people in the game and like do exchanging and little mini games that you've created with these tokens. I think that's going to be a very exciting part that allows people to create like tokenized content.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
when I did the Twitter space with Rep 3, I was like mentioning like the Forge specifically, Dr. Wagney, and how like I don't think there's any other example of a DAO, a gaming DAO, that has the DAO actively putting up proposals where the DAO would take on such big responsibilities, the coding, like to really collaborate with Pixelcraft in this. And I don't know that there's another gaming DAO that's doing anything even close to that. So it's like, like it or not, like if whether you like the Forge or not, it's just amazing that we have reached that point where we're now starting to do these, like we're taking these big steps into being more independent as a DAO, and also just being, a collaborative partner with Pixelcraft.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's about. That's like we're in the Web3 space for a reason. We don't want to just recreate Web2 games. Seems like that's what DCL and I mean DCL does have a DAO, right? And I was reading some roadmap they have. They were like 2023 is going to be the year of the Decentraland DAO. They had this very ambitious blog post about it.
2023 or 2022?
2023, like
Oh.
next year. They were writing their roadmap kind of for next year.
But it's like, why not today, bro? You've been around since 2017.
Yeah, like I was just getting into crypto when they did their first ICO of like $300 million or whatever it was. It's just taken them so long to build it out. What about has anyone ever like how is the other side going? Does anyone follow that? Because I remember
There was
I
like
did
oh, I
like
was just gonna say, there was a, like on Twitter, I noticed somebody posted one of the apes that there was like a huge drop in price. Like someone unloaded a whole bunch of parcels or whatever they're called, their land plots, like sometime this week, because it was like around 5 ETH at one point, and now it's like the average price is down to like 1.1 ETH or something like that. So it's been quite a fall.
Is that
Like
because
as
they're
a
being investigated by the SEC, the ape coin?
maybe
oh yeah.
Yeah.
probably. What happened to they did their first trip and then there was a lot of hype around that. I haven't seen anything since that.
Yeah, people in that community have complained that there's not enough, like, I mean, I've seen this in, like, Gutter Cat Gang kind of had this, like, last week, a big holder was like, I'm giving them a week to, like, be better at comms or I'm dumping all my stuff. And it was like a lot of people got into the conversation there. And it's kind of a similar thing where they're not being active or, like, communicating with the community as much as the community wants versus, like, what we're doing here where it's like, hey, the CEO and the COO are in Discord all day and they will respond to you. Like, I can't imagine, like, I mean, maybe Gordon Garner, he was in the Discord when I was in the Board Ape Yacht Club Discord last year. But I can't imagine he's in there now, still answering questions and doing stuff like that.
Yeah, it's all about priorities. They brought on like the founders kind of did their own thing and brought on a CEO, and they're probably super busy with other stuff.
You see this in
Yeah,
a
So
with the Cool Cats is happening because the founders have hired a CEO. They've kind of they're
Yeah.
still there doing stuff, but people complain there's not not enough transparency.
who was that guy that they hired? He looked like it reminded me of like when Apple hired, not saying that they're at like the level of Apple, but it was like some guy from like the web one space. It felt like I didn't know any of the stuff that he had worked on.
The only thing I knew was that he was friends or had worked with the guy from Annie Mocha Brands. That's the only thing. And unfortunately, as usual, I didn't sell that pump, which I should have because it's already dropped like a third of the price. It's like, damn, I could have sold right there and then bought back in. But that's crypto, I guess.
Since we are in the topic of game developing, yeah, I'm gonna take the opportunity to ask the team, what about the SDK? Is that something for 2023? Is that something that is being developed with the arena? Just curious.
Yeah, so we have done some initial specs for that, but we really want to make combat the feature that everyone wants it to be and that we want it to be. So we're really just focusing on that basically for the moment and making sure that we deliver a smash hit with that. And then once that is working, we'll probably start working on more of the open SDK stuff. But we're still in like the kind of the planning phase for the SDK. At the same time, just combat is such a beast and has such potential that we want to make sure that we're giving that all the space that it needs. But in the meantime, there might be some small things that we can do that aren't a full-blown SDK that give the parcels a little bit more customizability. So we'll have some time in between major ships to do some minor ships for sure.
Got it. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. On another note, do you guys foresee any events in real life events that the Gotchi Gang is attending? Just curious.
Yeah, maybe does Golden Cross have any alpha on that? I believe we have a small thing happening.
Sorry, I missed that question. I was
I was just asking
multitasking.
about like real life events, Gotchi Gang, when GotchiCon, or
Oh.
mini Gotchi hangouts.
Gotcha Gang, if you are going down to Art Basel in Miami, December 1 through 3, we will probably have at least one or two teammates down there. And if there's interest, then we'll probably put together a little meetup. Maybe a big meetup, just depends on how many Gotcha Gang are around. But that's on the radar. And then we actually just had one of our Pixelcraft teammates from mainland China. They've been in Singapore since Token 2049, and we had a great meetup just yesterday. And so got a speaking slot alongside like Breeder DAO and some of these other communities, and that was really good. So actually, I can drop some photos from that. It went pretty nice, and met some pretty cool people from all aspects of the industry. So yeah, we should. But yeah, Miami's coming up. If anybody's going to Miami, definitely let us know.
Yeah, I was looking for an excuse to flock the winter and go to the beaches. That's my quick one.
You should go.
With the last 10 minutes of the Hangout here, just a reminder, we do have the DAO call tomorrow. And I think one of the main things on the agenda will be talking about the D work that we've set up. If you guys are, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the video, but Golden Cross did a super great interview, or like an AMA kind of with D work. Let me drop the link here for that. So if you haven't, if you're interested in that, in the DAO and conversation about that, definitely check this video out. And we're just going to be talking about, I think, how we want to use D work, and kind of starting to think about setting up roles like the reviewer, the D work, kind of like the managers of it, like the ones who would give out bounties or review the bounties that have been completed. Those are all community members that we're going to need to bring on, and that's kind of a job, right? Like reviewing code, reviewing tasks that have been implemented by people. So really what personally I think the DAO should be moving towards is figuring out how to use some of the treasury to compensate, some of the people that are really putting in a lot of effort into this project. We've been around for 2 years now, a little more than that, and still haven't really found out a great way to use the DAO treasury to like compensate the community members that really are spending quite a bit of their time to move this project forward. Which is funny because most DAOs, the first thing they do is they start paying people with their treasury, usually very large amounts. And obviously we don't need to mimic that. We should go at our own pace, own speed, and our own budget. But I think the time is coming soon where we can definitely start to think about how to reward our community members for their effort. And D-Work seems to be a great tool for that.
It seems to be the infrastructure we are looking for a lot of that. It can be task related, and I mean, DAO doesn't mean everyone's volunteering all the time, right? That's there's different types of participants in a DAO, but definitely some people are carrying a lot of weight and haven't really been compensated. So I was super impressed with D-Work. Hope we can make use of that in a big way.
I'm really excited about D-Work. I've been, ever since your interview there, I've been kind of digging into it. I know Coder Dan has started a Aavegotchi D-Work. I've been looking at how it could work with what we already have on Notion, and it works really well, with just storing data on Notion and then referring doing all the actionable items on D-Work, and having the repository living in Notion, and then also having the Discord integrations on D-Work is going to be really nice. So that's one of the big things we'll be going over tomorrow. I also wanted to think, as a DAO, we should also think about like project facilitators, like these people who are undertaking these big tasks like the Forge, and moving that along and seeing how we can compensate people who are like you say, really involved in doing a lot of heavy lifting with that, and get some sort of compensation going for those people. As the term I came up with was project facilitator, because you're kind of facilitating the project get developed by the DAO, and that's a very time consuming thing. But then on the other side of things, you could also have the project facilitator giving out bounties. And so, if there's something they feel someone can do, they can post a bounty and it can get reviewed by a group of reviewers. And we can kind of figure this whole system out where we can have many people involved offering bounties. Specific people offering bounties, but many people being able to take those bounties on.
Friends, I'm going to pop off now just so I let everybody know.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, awesome. Another thing I was going to mention is maybe we want to have a directory of people and get to know each other's skill sets in the DAO. So I'll be putting a tally form out there for you to fill out. And it's no way to dox yourself, just basically who you are, like your name, like not your real name, could be whatever name, your Discord handle or point of contact, and maybe let's just tag a few of your skill sets. So we know, okay, we have this many developers, we have this many people who are, experienced in Solidity. We have people who can do 3D design, and just get a whole array going of people's skill sets that actually want to contribute to the DAO, and we can
Yeah, that's a great
populate a
idea.
whole kind of people's database. And then that way, it'll be easy to find people to do specific bounties, or we can even tag. If we have artists and we have an art-related bounty, we could just tag all the artists for the art-related bounty, and then now all the artists have this ability to apply for that. So that's one thing I'll be getting out this week is a tally form for people to fill out if they want to be involved in the DAO. If you plan on taking on bounties, we just want to know what your skill sets are and a point of contact. So I'll get that out this week. Hopefully by tomorrow, actually, I'll have the form. So
Great, that's gonna be really helpful. We used to have a channel. It was like back when we did one of the hackathons. I think it was like find a team, and that was really cool. So I think that'll be really useful to have kind of a database of everyone's skill sets in the DAO. Great idea.
Do you guys have a link to the Aavegotchi D work that's already set up?
Yes, should be dwork. It should be just Aavegotchi. There was an issue before where the name was the link was off, so I think it should be working now. This should be the This is official dwork hub of Aavegotchi DAO. We haven't really done any work with it yet, but that's what we'll be talking about tomorrow.
we'll be doing D work on D work.
Doing the work.
That's cool. A couple other things we'll be talking about tomorrow, some big ticket items. We have the DAO mission statement and core values. This is something we want to hammer out before we start working on the SOP and all the other documentation we want to get in line for the DAO, including code of conduct and all these things. They will all kind of follow after we get this mission statement, core values completed. So that might be one of the first bounties that we offer, is to help us come up with some really thoughtful, high-value questions that we can put together in a forum for people to submit their input. And we really want to approach the forming of our mission statement and core values in a decentralized way. So, we don't want a small group of people, 5 people, coming up with a mission statement. I think it should come from the bottom up. We should get as much feedback as possible from people filling out the form, and then we can look at the whole table of input, and we can kind of come up with a few mission statements, some core values, and we can maybe do some sort of a more formal kind of vote to get those, set in place. So that's that with the mission statement, core values for the DAO. And then we also have Mikey J, who's going to be joining us on Forge Economics, and he'll be doing a presentation on Forge Economics, moving that discussion along as well. So
I have one last question because I know we're about to sign off. I see, because I'm looking at my NFT displays and I was like, what can I add? I want to switch it up already. I see we have Aavegotchi art commissions. Are those specifically just the Vesper pieces?
Yeah. And so we're going to be working to support more of the custom pieces. There is kind of an issue that we have to handle, which is if you minted your piece with OpenSea Store, they don't have like different, like a separate address for each NFT. So there's like a bajillion NFTs all thrown together in one collection. So we're working on a solution for that. Might just have to use the OpenSea API. There might be another way. But if you do have a collection that was definitely like created before Fake Gotchis, and that's like an NFT collection that you worked on, and that's already on OpenSea or whatever, that'd be feel free to DM that. I think it was Thrax or Goobs were handling those, and we're definitely happy to get those whitelisted. Moving forward, we are looking into some other ideas for how to do other things like lens in a kind of an easy way, because it can be pretty tricky. So we'll have some news on that once we've discussed it a little bit more.
I think the queue is a
Awesome.
really important feature. Like a queue,
Mhm.
the queue is going to be really nice for all those things that you're whitelisting. And like, do you? I don't know. Do you still see the queue being used for that, or is that specifically for fake gotchis? Like,
I mean, we could definitely reuse that logic. Yeah. So the idea for lens, if we decide to go that way, would be like every lens NFT is its own contract. It's kind of ridiculous the way that they did that. So for us to support every single lens NFT means we have to basically whitelist every contract that's ever been created on lens. So the other way to do that is we can create a wrapping contract, and you would essentially wrap your lens NFT into the wrapping contract, and then it would be displayed. But basically, before you could wrap it, you might have to get passed through a queue or something that everyone could see and make sure it's friendly for the Gotchiverse. That would basically be one way that we could approach that, because we really do want to support a lot of different variety, but we just want to make sure that we're not adding like a huge moderation kind of burden on our core team, and that we're not accidentally missing stuff that some news media outlet's going to pick it up and be like, just try to cancel us. It's
yeah,
a crazy world
absolutely,
out there.
for sure.
So doing it in like a decentralized way where people can, uh, flag it in the queue would already be pretty useful.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting to see all that. See, Dr. Wagman says schematic queue incoming. Like, I love this idea of the queue user submitted stuff and then the DAO being
Yeah.
able to vet it. It's a great concept.
Yeah, I think we're the initial concept that we have right now. It's not really good enough. It's okay, but there's no risk, right? Like when you submit something, you're not really putting anything up, and also when you flag something, well, I get for fake gotchis, you're putting up a card, so you are actually putting something up. But for flagging, you're not really losing anything if you flag something that's not actually inappropriate. I feel like there should be some type of staking and slashing for flagging, and then some type of reward if it does actually get flagged and declined. But we need to think about that a little bit more.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Some sort of validator system.
Yeah,
Very cool.
pretty much. All right, friends, I'm gonna get off here. This has been a super fun hangout. Lots of probably one of the funnest ones we've had. Very cool. Love seeing all the bounce gates, and looking forward to having those working in game where you can just jump around and bounce around freely at will. So thanks everyone for the cool events and the parcel popping. Looking forward to next week.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you haven't already, do remember that the NFT displays the golden ones are limited edition. Those have probably about 10 days left on them, and before those are gone. And then uh, the Halloween those installations, the decorations, those will be gone after Halloween. So if you want to get any of those, they are live for crafting now, and we'll have the contest on the 29th, next week's hangout.
Nice. Okay, so we should get our things together here, and we'll have this parade set up for next weekend. And maybe I'll get in touch with Meta Guild so we can coordinate it with them as well. And let's get our Halloween decorations all set up.
Yep. Yeah, we got a busy week.
Oh yeah, it's
So,
gonna
yeah,
be awesome.
cool. All right. Have a great day. Great Saturday, friends. Chat tomorrow.
Yep. See you at the DAO call.
Later.
Take it easy, everybody.
Later, friends. Peace.